Welcome to K2's Personally Speaking podcast, a successful global mobility organization with human centricity at the heart of everything. Each episode takes a look inside K2 and toward the people behind the business, the brand, and the success of the Because It's Personal ethos. Global Head of Marketing, James Marshall, is joined on each episode by colleagues from around the globe to discuss their role, their background, special projects, and to find out what they bring to deliver a truly unique service to clients, relocating families, and business service partners.
Hello, Amanda.
Hey, James.
How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
We've been on a bit of a journey together, haven't we?
Yeah, we
the
have
CX
actually.
journey.
Yes.
Yeah.
An adventure.
We won't go into detail of the event that we went to. That was basically a non-starter. But you're here with us today. There's been a lot around and about internally and externally about our sort of CX journey, and you are leading the way for us.
I am.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I've got like 7 questions that I'm going to go through with you. And hopefully you'll know the answer to all of them. And if you don't, then that will probably guide the next part of your journey in CX, perhaps.
It's like being going for an interview, really. I hope I pass.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
So look, as I say, you and I went on a bit of a journey together. I've always been quite passionate about CX naturally, because in sort of marketing and communication, that's kind of one of the biggest things that we're doing. We're talking directly to or trying to encourage conversation with clients, customers, and so on and so forth. So, but this is about you.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about obviously the role that you're doing right now is what really put you in the perfect position to head up the CX program, movement, whatever we want to call it, for K2. A little bit about where you've come from and what you hope that will bring into the new role.
Sure. Well, we all are sum of bits that we've collected through our lives. So where have I come from? I've been with K2 for just over 11 years now. Yeah. So a long time. I found my tribe. I found my happy place. So I'm really, this is where I should be. And I'm super excited about this new role. I think, everything has sort of aligned, the timing, where I am in my life, in my experience, to sort of bring me to this point. What I've learned along the way is certainly going to help me, but I'm under no illusion that I know even maybe half of what I need to.
We've read some books.
We have read some books.
Yeah,
we've been to some seminars.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So I understand that the journey, I'm also on this journey. I know what good customer experience looks like. I know what is expected of me with that regard. I know what I expect of our teams globally to be able to deliver that, not only to the people that they're helping relocate, but also to our clients that pay our bills, and to each other, really. And to our partners. We have a sense of responsibility to the face of K2 where we haven't physically got people or boots on the ground. So it's an all-encompassing role. And
you can read all the books that you want, but without that experience, it is pure hearsay, right?
Yeah,
it's bringing in that experience that you've had, that 11 years, probably as you say, the experiences of all your team members and all of those assignees and transferees that you guys have held, partners that you've worked with,
scenarios we've been through,
and there'll be more to come,
of course.
But you can always, with that level of experience, really finesse that customer experience, I guess.
Completely understanding that communication is the key. There is a bedrock of great customer experience. There is a bedrock. There are certain rules. Communicate well. Do what you say you're going to do, exceed expectations, understand what those expectations are. But it's really making sure that bedrock is solid and what we're going to build on that. I think we have started to build. We just need to make sure that is without compromise.
Yeah, I think I mean, look, I haven't been at K2 for anywhere near as long as you have, but my understanding before my first experience with K2 was really that sort of that exceptional level of service that's the differentiator, that understanding, care, trust in as I say, the assignees, transferees, the businesses and brands that they work for, the partners that help deliver all of that. Like, we've always done it, but it's now we're in a place where it's like, let's identify it. And I think sociably experience, the world is changing.
Yeah.
Our customer base is changing. The needs of our customers is changing.
So to identify that and to lock into it and actually say now, just keep a pulse on it.
Yeah. And make sure that we're growing without compromise, that this ship is going in the right direction, and if we need to stop, reevaluate and change, we're able to do that.
Because of course, K2's growing at a massive rate as well, right? And of course, as you get larger, you need to make sure that everyone is still pointing in the right direction.
Heading in the right direction, definitely, and making sure that we're all on board with that direction. We talk about the customer experience. It's the experience for everyone. It's our customers. It's the people who work with us as well. Making sure that they, as an internal customer, are happy and really are able to. We set them up for success as well. So.
And actually, it's like you've seen my question.
Oh, right. I haven't.
One of our. Like when I first started looking at CX going back a few years with K2, and so you and I had conversations about it. Obviously, there's a phenomenal amount out there, and if I look at things like NPS and Great Place to Work, all of those sort of things, when they talk about CX, they're really identifying one group of whether it's individuals or teams for that business, for that brand, which is the customer, right? The ultimate person that's going to use the service or or purchase the product, whatever it may be.
And be that repeat customer potentially. Yeah.
For us, it's very different, right? Because we have our clients, the businesses we work for. Yeah. We have their people, their team, the assignees and transferees, and then of course we also have our partners that whilst they're partners to us, they are very much treated as our client and customer as well. Because to get the best out of them, we need to sort of give the best of ourselves.
I would add one more to that, James. I would say our internal teams.
And one another. Yeah, absolutely.
Completely. Absolutely. We all need to be in it to win it.
So you've now got 4 customer bases, all with very different needs and demands and requirements. And I know that at K2 we've got the supply chain team working with partners and so on and so forth. Your role, do you see, is that common narrative of communication, clarity, does that run through all 4? Or are you going to have to tweak and change?
There's going to be some tweaking and some changes, and some priorities might be slightly different in some areas than not. But I think if we all have the end goal in mind, and that is a great experience for whoever is using whatever service.
Yeah, we talk a lot about human centricity.
Exactly. And just making sure that we're delivering on that. We're all heading in the same direction. It can't go wrong if you're all on the same ship heading in the same direction.
Which brings me on to my next question. So we talk a lot about, look, we're global. I mentioned before, the business is growing at an exponential rate. Partner network grows, client base grows, numbers of assignees grow. Now is a good time. We've talked about it previously. Actually, I touched on it with an ELT podcast. But from their perspective, our one voice, our process of making sure that whether it's an individual sitting in Sao Paulo, Brazil, or whether they're sitting in Southampton in the UK, the K2 experience that they get with cultural nuances is the same.
Yeah.
How do we, again, that one voice piece for your role, the CX role, how does that feed into that?
Well, it's in tandem with the role that I'm doing. It's obviously I need to check in things that are definitely doing, listening to our customers in all aspects. Is it working for them? If it's working, great. Do we shake the tree? Maybe change a few things. If it's not working, let's go back to the drawing board. I think while we are growing, we are still able, we're very good at being able to stop and change direction. Not only for processes and service delivery, but also services that we actually need to perhaps one day not deliver and the next day deliver to a client. Absolutely. That's how fast this industry is moving, What was hot at the beginning of this year is with regard to policies for our clients or the way we deliver something, or a housing market in Germany is very different to what a housing market in Germany looks like today, and we have to adapt. The policies of a client are not the same today as they might have been at the beginning of the year.
That's probably, it's funny, right? Because when I look at CX and I look at what K2 does, I'm like, it's easy. The process of CX is easy.
Yeah.
As you say, clear communication, transparency, right? And we're really good at what we do and globally.
Yeah.
But actually, I guess your challenge is going to be maintaining that through you mentioned Germany, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, we're at point A.
Yeah.
At this point, we're at point C, and we've been through B. And it's always changing. Keeping that experience, that positive, exhilarating experience, constant.
And where does that come from? If we have so many changes within any move from A to B, whether you're doing it in January or June, it's different. The only constant are those people at K2 helping you with that service. That positivity that comes through, we can crack this. The market might be different.
So staying on top, knowledge, staying connected with partners because they're giving us
communication from our partners to our clients. From our partners to our teams. It's all about that. It's just really being connected, being part of that whole process all the time. Our people are very passionate about what they do. And with passion comes people being inquisitive. They don't just come in and do, they don't just come in and do the job. They're curious. Why is this difficult now? Let me understand that. And with that comes solutions. And solutions come from so many different areas. Might be the person you've spoken to yesterday who tried something different and now you're going to try it with your client. You've spoken to one client and they came up with something great and now we're running with it. We've come up with something great and we're running with it.
So actually client A benefits potentially from experiences that we've had with clients B and C and vice versa, and that just...
It just grows and grows. Exactly.
Yeah. So actually... to that point, so we have an NPS, Net Promoter Score, of 80.
We do.
That's a big number.
It's a huge number.
Minus 100, plus 100, and we're quite...
world beating.
Yeah, world class is what the official term, world class, right? Your challenge, I guess, as well is how do we maintain that
and how do we
level?
nudge it up?
Yeah, well, actually, you're right.
No. Nick
I can't believe I just lowballed it by saying how do we maintain it. You worked with Nick for 11 years, myself just under 3, right? I went with maintain, you went how do we get it better? You're right. Yeah. How do we?
Yeah, Nick is not investing in this role just to maintain an NPS of 80. It's how do we get it to the next level? And that's where the listening comes in. Really listen to everybody, learn as much as I possibly can, understand what.
And then I guess then for you, to have someone now guiding it, that role is really to make sure that all the parts are connected.
And they oiled and they work together,
So actually it's quite a tough job.
Yeah.
I sold you short earlier saying, this is easy, Amanda. Like, the CX, we're amazing at it.
The expectations, like everything we do at K2, are extremely high.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, I agree.
Same. It motivates me every day to get up and to smash those and just to show I can do it. Yeah. We can do it.
And look, there's loads of really cool, you talk about stuff at the beginning of the year. I remember going back, it was beginning of this year, and AI was becoming prevalent. Right?
Yeah.
And, working in communications and seeing how AI is railroading the creative industry and communications and stuff like that, to whether you like it, love it, loathe it, whatever. There was concerns around that because we're very much about humans working with other humans, right? And so technology will not AI specifically, but technology obviously plays a big part. Customer experience going from a human to human landscape into a digital landscape is really important as well. So your role,
exciting, James.
Super exciting, that piece.
Yeah.
I mean, that comes into my world.
Yes,
and the world of Mike's and the Alpha Tech team and everything like that. But I guess you're going to see your role coming into that.
Definitely.
Well,
and
feeding into that.
When I talked about products, the product a client is delivering today will not necessarily be the same in 6 or 8 months' time. I think technology is going to play a huge role in that. But, we are moving and helping people. That'll never change.
Yeah, I always look at the technology as enhancing that experience.
Completely. Exactly. The mobile app or logging on to see where your relocation is or what points are. is a lovely backup
Yeah.
for the human touch.
But you'd rather be told it by a human first,
I'm
right?
sure
Exactly.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
But we are now moving the generation of people who
It's not yours or my generation, Amanda, sadly.
No, it's not.
Not with
As
with these lovely lights,
even the
and we
good
look
lighting.
younger. There's a younger generation coming through.
Yeah, and it's understanding that and accepting that change is inevitable, but change is always good.
I agree.
If we stand still, we start to rust.
If you stand still, you go backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it is exciting. Yeah.
So talking about that then, have you got, it's such early days for you at the moment. We were talking just before we started, before the button got clicked to record and the cameras turned on. Have you got any immediate things that you can think of that you're like, that's my first 100 days, that's my point one. What am I going to do?
Well, it is up because we have a new president in the States. I wonder if anybody's asked him what he's going to do in his first 100 days. Mine will be a lot tamer than that, I'm sure. First 100 days, I think listening is going to be a huge part of what I'm doing. I know what the expectation is of the role. I know what the expectation of the board and the management of K2 is. So for me, it's going to be listening. Obviously, they're going to be lovely quick wins. I'm sure I can, highlight and put into place. But it's going to be the listening part.
Yeah, and I guess also gathering those that are going to work with you and, partner with you and collaborate.
And which I hope is absolutely everybody.
I think it will be.
Yeah. We all need to be moving forward, and I think that people will enjoy the journey, really. I know I'm going to. Yeah.
And I guess, obviously, you and I were sitting here, and what I'd love to say was sunny Surrey. It's miserable out there today. Connecting with our global audiences, taking time to listen to them as well, as you said before, like their requirements, culturally, client requirements in Sweden and in the US, Singapore.
It's going to be very different. The culture of the company is going to be different.
Massively different.
Yeah. And it's understanding what they need. It's understanding what the success factors look like to them as well. So
a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work, but I'm so ready, and I think it's a fantastic time. We're at that point in our growth where we really need to ensure that we are delivering what we're promising when we're winning RFPs, when we're speaking to clients, whether they're new or old clients, that we're actually, exceeding their expectations every single day.
Yeah, and I think that, that will become a differentiator for not for us in our industry. It will be, but for any company that acknowledges, whether you look at automotive, whether you look at transportation, all of those industries, when you see those companies that really get it right, that really listen and understand what does CX mean and how does it not just differentiate us as a business, but how does it really benefit my client base?
I think we won't go wrong. The way that we listen to the teams at K2, the way we listen to anyone who is part of K2, if we do exactly the same with our clients and our partners.
It is an odd one. That's why
it's a winning formula.
That's why I felt like when I said that thing, it was like, it's easy because I'm kind of like that. We do that.
We do that, and we get it right all the time. So we get it right internally. Look at how slow staff turnover we have on a global level. That is kind of world class.
I'm passionate about Great Place to Work. That Great Place to Work accreditation that we're just embarking upon for our second term. Now because for me that is a validation of if you've got goodness within, then and then it just flourishes outward. Right?
So we've got that. So let's do it with our clients, our partners, our customers, and it'll come. It is there. It's just we're building on greatness. Well, I'm hopefully building on greatness.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to being part of it as well. I'm so passionate about CX, and I felt like we went on a little bit of a journey together.
We did.
We had a good laugh.
We did,
some head scratches as well. But,
lots of head scratching, but a good time. Yeah.
But thank you.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.